Today I'll be doing my demonstration speech on how to properly start an airplane, but as most of you know, there are hundreds of different types of airplanes out there. The things you need are a FAA certified checklist and an airplane, which today I am using a Cessna 172, which is a 4-seater aircraft. So the first thing you need to do is get in the airplane, which the pilot is always on the left hand side and the co-pilot's on the right hand side. So I'll go get in. So first things first, when you get in, you're going to want to get your seatbelt on, like as if you're getting in a car. So, my seatbelt, and this is a shoulder strap. Take your seatbelt, put your seatbelt on. Clearly this is really loose, so I'll tighten this up. Now I'll want to move my seat forward so that it locks into position like that. So my feet will touch the rudder pedals under there, as you can see. Feet are touching the rudders. So now you're gonna want to get your checklist out and start by locking the brakes. So the brakes are on the rudders, so you push the top of the rudders in, and this silver handle right here is the parking brake. So I'll pull this out, turn it down, and it locks them. So now the brakes are locked. So secondly, you're gonna want to set the mixture. This red knob is the mixture knob, and this is the throttle. So in order to set the mixture, if the mixture's all the way in, like so, that means the engine is getting max fuel, and if it's pulled all the way out, the engine is getting no fuel. So for starting the airplane, you're gonna want this pushed all the way in. Then secondly, you'll go to the throttle. The throttle, this is full throttle, and this is no throttle. So for starting the airplane, you're going to want to push that in about 1/8 of an inch. And this is a friction lock right here. So you'll just finger tight that so it just has a little friction so it doesn't move very easily. Then you'll move right down to carb heat. When this is pulled out, the carb heat is on. But for starting a Cessna 172, you do not want this on. So you'll keep that pushed in. Then you'll go to the lights. So you want your strobe or your landing light on, and your strobe lights off. Beacon light on, nav light on, that off. So make sure that the necessary lights are on that you need. And then while you're down here, this is a good time to check your circuit breakers to see if any of them have popped out, which none of them here are. But if they were, you would want to get that checked out immediately. Then next thing I'll be doing is check or priming the airplane. So over here, this is the primer. You'll spin this just till that knob comes out, like that. And you'll pull this out, but you do not want to push it back in right away. You want to wait a second to see. You can hear the gas filling up in here. And then when you push this in, it puts it in the cylinders so that it has extra fuel to start the engine. And when you push this in, you want to make sure that you spin it a quarter turn to lock that so it can't come back out. Because if that were to come out, your engine can possibly quit. So it is very crucial to make sure you have that locked into place properly. The next thing I'll be doing is turning on the master switch. So this red switch right here is the master. There's two pieces to it, like so. You want to make sure you push both of them on. You're turning the battery on and the alternator on. So what this does is it basically fires up the battery so that your starter has power to turn the engine over to start the airplane. So now I will be shutting my door, locking it, and this is when you make sure you look around to make sure your surroundings are safe and clear, that there are no bystanders or anything that you can possibly run into or damage. And then you lean out the window and yell clear, shut and lock the window. And if there is anybody up front, that gives them a chance by yelling clear to move out of the way. So now you put your feet on the brakes once again, because the parking brake can fail. So you want to make sure your feet are on the brakes just in case. And now this right here is the key. Just like your car, you're going to turn it all the way to start. And while I'm doing that though, I'm going to look outside to make sure nobody or anything runs out in front of me. So I'll do that now. shut the airplane off, like I said earlier, the fuel, the mixture, you're just gonna pull this all the way out. Now as you see, the airplane engine has quit, and you're just gonna shut the master switch off over here and then turn the key to off. And that is how to properly start an airplane.